Hello, this is CityCast Austin executive producer Eva Ruth Moravec. At the end of today's episode, we have a special guest, Michael Taylor, who is the public information specialist with Austin Resource Recovery. And he's going to talk to me about what it means to recycle right, including what doesn't belong in your blue cart and how to properly recycle things like plastic bags, styrofoam, batteries, and electronics. And this is sponsored by the City of Austin.
This time of year in Austin, when one festival ends and another begins, and as we wrap up South by Southwest, a super exclusive festival at the Western Town replica on Willie Nelson's ranch is set to kick off. So today on CityCast Austin, we ask the question, is Luck Reunion worth the hype? It's Wednesday, March 18th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here with my friend, singer, actress extraordinaire, all-around badass. Anyone that's been in Austin for a long time knows who this person is, Tricky Jones. What's up, Tricky? Welcome.
Oh, hello.
And our executive producer, Eva Ruth Moravec. What's up, Eva Ruth?
Howdy.
So we are going to talk about Luck Reunion. So I've never been, and I've gone back and forth about whether or not I've wanted to go. Tricky has sang at Luck Reunion with Jessica Simpson. No less.
And it was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Eva Ruth
you.
heard it, saw it. And Eva Ruth has been once with a press pass. And Eva Ruth says her jaw was dragging on the ground the entire time. So we're gonna talk about, is it worth it? So it's happening March 19th. Right off the bat, I wanted to know how much it costs because I'm still confused as to how you can get there. From the site, I couldn't find a place to purchase the ticket, but it allows you to get on their newsletter. But then I went over to StubHub, and StubHub says that they're listed from $281 for regular up to $631 for VIP. But my understanding is that your food and drink are included. Eva Ruth, is that right?
I know that your drinks are, but I don't know about food. I do remember buying a Frito pie for myself with my press pass. But even on a press pass, the drinks, all the drinks were included, including like beer. I think they had other drinks, spirits. I was drinking cider. And then they also had like Willie's THC drinks. They had something that was made with his Willie's Remedy. So yeah, but it is even that's the first barrier is like even figuring out how to get a dang ticket is not easy. You have to like jump through a bunch of hoops.
Wow.
There are ways to get free tickets. Like they do giveaways with their brands, but they have this thing called Lucky Draw, their ticket program that you have to like enter into their Lucky Draw ticket program. And then you basically get picked to buy a ticket.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It takes a lot of effort. They also have like events that they'll do. Like they did one at Yeti where they're letting people enter there and doing like special giveaways and stuff. But like, it's so frustrating, and I think also part of their branding that builds the excitement and the hype about it, that it is so hard to even just get a freaking ticket to this thing.
I feel like that makes sense because it makes sense because it's a small space and they probably don't want anyone probably coming around with shenanigans, and people who would come around with shenanigans are probably lazy and won't want to do all that work to get a ticket. So I'm thinking that's strategic.
Wait, it's small? I thought it was huge.
No. I say it's like a third of ACL, maybe. Like it's like the big stage at ACL is like the whole thing. I don't know. I feel like it's not that big.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not that big, but it's spread out.
Yeah.
There are a few different like places where they have shows. It's all in one Western town. I mean, like Willie Nelson built this fake Western town for a movie, and these buildings look like you're in like a shoot 'em up Western, right? I don't know.
Okay.
It's like, and then they'll have performances. They do have like a couple of outside stages and a couple of them that they tint. And then one main stage that is kind of like ACL, but like Tricky said, yeah, I would say about a third. It's really small. And then they have these buildings, like there's a chapel and some other building where they play music, like where certain musicians are. And those are like, I don't even know what happens in them because they had very long lines. Have you been? Yeah, I don't know if you've been in those places, Tricky.
No, because of the lines and because like look, this is what I'm gonna say. If you have a musician that's there that you really, really want to see, I would say yes, it is worth it because it is small. But also when it comes to the chapel and the venue, the saloon that they have shows in, you got to go sit there like an act before to get into that because the chapel is tiny. That's where Charlie Crockett played. And everyone was like in the windows, like hanging around, like trying to see. And I was just like, I saw him backstage. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go over here and sit in the lounge. He's great. It was a great time.
So, Tricky, you sang with Jessica Simpson on the big stage?
No, so there's two tinted stages, and we sang in one of the tinted stages. She was a special guest. So she was on one of the smaller stages.
Oh, but then it got you like VIP tickets to Luck.
Yes, I was allowed to go anywhere with my artist wristband.
Nice. Okay, so just so I can make sure I have this understood, you have to enter a raffle called their Lucky Draw to be able to even purchase a ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you can also try to get lucky to get a free ticket.
And then I think they also do these like flash sales is the other way to get in. So that's why people sign up for their email list so that when they do have a flash sale, that's how they kind of put the word out.
Okay, so you both at this point have been for free. So my question is, would you pay? Like, would you go through the rigmarole, now having been, would you go through the rigmarole of trying to pay to get in? I'm super curious.
No.
You didn't even hesitate.
It's hot. Look, I wouldn't be able to afford the VIP. So, I mean, I would have to be general public. There aren't many spots to like chill at. But like I said, it's worth it if there's really like an artist that you really love. If you've never seen Willie Nelson, you really want to see Willie, hell yeah, get your ticket and go. You know, like I had forgotten about that part. I was so excited about singing and so excited about like, oh my God, I'm going to Luck, you know, because as a musician in Austin, that's kind of a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And I forgot about the Willie Nelson part until like it came around and like, oh, Willie. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to watch Willie Nelson. You know, and I got to sit backstage and that is something like watching him sing with his sons is something special. And I'm really happy I got to experience it.
See that? Okay. So here's my thing. Probably the only thing that would make me go through the rigmarole is that. Honestly, I just don't know of anybody else that I've seen on the roster in past years other than Willie Nelson that would make me be like, all right, girl, okay, I'll go stand in the sun and I'll wait for Willie. He's genuinely the only, because I have not seen Willie Nelson in concert in something ridiculous like 15 years. And so like, that would be the thing for me. And with his sons, I mean, that's very
1,000%. Like, I mean, I would say if you can afford it, even GP tickets, I mean, because I didn't have any special perks, and you're right. I know we're going to get into the comfort of it all, but it does lack in certain things. But I do think it's an experience worth having if you can swing it at some point in your life, because again, Willie Nelson, how many chances are you going to have to see him? He's a legend. And like for me, he and Lyle Lovett are both like, if I have a chance to see one of them.
You love Lyle Lovett.
He has the voice of an angel, girl.
He does.
I can't help myself. Like if either of them are going to be playing, I'm like, oh my God, I got to see him. What if this is the last time? Knock on wood. Like I know.
Hey man,
I'm not ready.
We were all thinking it. You know, at the show. It's wonderful to watch. But I was just sitting there like, okay, I'm so happy that I got to experience this because like she said, who knows how much longer we're going to get to experience it. And so she's right. If you have the money and You have all the tricks of, a
All the
cooler,
tricks,
the
yeah.
fans, the wear cool clothing, like.
Yeah, because it's just one night. It's one night only.
That's it.
Spring is upon us here in Austin, and you never know what the weather is going to be like. But the one thing I do know is that whatever the conditions, my Dewar jeans will keep me comfortable. The fabric is high quality, and Dewar uses these Cool Max fibers that help regulate your temperature so you won't get too hot. These pants are versatile and professional looking, so I know I can wear them running around downtown for all of South by Southwest, whether I'm watching a panel, taking in a screening of a new movie, or hearing amazing live music. Dewar's performance denim are the only jeans you need for work, for lounging at home, or on the go. I know you're going to love Dewar as much as I do, and it's time you get your own pair. So check out shopdewar.com/CC Austin, and you'll get 15% off of your first order. That's shopdeuer.com/CC Austin.
Hey y'all, so by now you've heard me go on and on about Window Nation. You know about the 1,500 styles and colors you can choose from, the 50-point inspection of every window before it leaves the factory, and you know they've installed over 3 million windows across the country. But there's something that you might not know, or if you do, I want to remind you. Window Nation is the official window replacement partner of the Austin FC, and the 2026 season has started. So maybe you're looking to get some merch or maybe go to a game. Well, Window Nation has you covered. They have a way for you to score an Austin FC jersey, game day tickets, or maybe even a VIP experience. Now, if over 45,000 five-star reviews, a lifetime warranty on all their windows, or possible Austin FC swag isn't enough, right now you can also get up to 50% off all window styles. You already know what I'm going to say. Head on over to windownation.com to schedule a fast, free estimate now. That's windownation.com. So, okay, let's get into this, because one of the biggest things for me, especially as I've gotten older, when I go to really, honestly, any event, is like, how comfortable can I be? Especially I'm going to hear music. I'm not trying to sit down the whole time, but I just need somewhere at some point that I can sit down. And so the other thing that I'm always questioning, is there shade? I need shade of some point. So I've heard mixed reviews about Look, right? Like about its accessibility. And so what was y'all's experience?
Girl, you better find a band and sing backup vocals and sit in the back with the musicians and get your shade that way. Because unless you got VIP, honey, you better bring a parasol. It's hot, and people like covet their shady spots. Like once they find that shade, they covet and sit, and they get their spots. But if you got VIP, there is like a section with a lot of tree coverage and lots of like lounge areas and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, if you are bougie, you have options. If you are GP, no, you are struggling. You are standing. And it's dusty. Ooh. So it's not just hot. It is like not as bad as ACL, but it's dusty. It's Western dusty. Town dusty. Yeah. So there aren't like grassy lawns to sit on. That's the one thing it really needs, like some chill zones, aside from just the one VIP, because you see them all sitting comfortable under the grove. That was a difficult moment for me. I'm like, how do I can see, but I cannot touch.
How do I get to the VIP?
I walked around the VIP for like a little bit and I was like, boring people.
It did seem, the vibe there was not that exciting, because the VIP people didn't seem as like, oh my God, I just made it into this thing. I feel like everybody else has this feeling like, I just won the freaking music lottery. Yes. I'm going to have this incredible experience. Like, whatever you do to me, it's fine. Just like put me out in the sun. I don't care. I'll deal with it. Like the music is going to be worth it.
Okay, that's how I feel when I get when I get VIP for ACL, which I've been lucky enough to never have to pay for, but you can definitely tell when I'm in there that I'm the poor person, that I'm just like, oh my God,
Me too.
everything is so nice. We can sit down. Oh, Jesus, look at these bathrooms. Like, you can
the water
tell.
bottles. Oh my God.
They should have never gave me VIP at ACL. I refuse to go back unless I have it.
I can't go back. But it sounds like that's what it's like. You can
100%
tell. And
the same thing with this.
you can tell.
So like it is far away from Austin. That's the first
Okay.
like challenging thing. It's 30 minutes. I mean, aside from the whole getting the ticket, it's 30 minutes outside of town. It's in Spicewood. Then once you get out there, you can't park there. You've got to park in a parking lot and then you take a shuttle. They do have shuttles that do round trip from Austin. I don't know anything about those. I'm sure they're very bougie and everybody's having a great time. I don't know, like a party bus. And then you can Uber out there or take a ride share out there. But they say like, don't count on getting one on the way home, you
Yeah.
know, and also you can't stay here. So there's that.
We did take an Uber out actually because
Oh, did you?
Jessica and her people, they were like, hey, do you want to stay or do you want to come back with us? Because, you know, she left. She had to get back to LA. So she had left like after her performance. She stayed for a little bit. And then we were like, well, we want to watch Willie. So they got a car for us. It was very hard to meet up with that man. Like it was a challenge, but
Yeah.
we did get an Uber, but it is a challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't realize it was so far out of town. Okay, so 30 minutes out of town. This is what I'm talking about.
So like that part is hard, but
Yeah.
then the stages, there are 3 stages that I remember that are all on ground level. And then the
Okay.
2 that we were talking about inside those buildings, those are both, I think, up a couple steps at least. Like it seemed like they were not on the ground. And then, yeah, the no places to sit really. You can't bring outside chairs. You can bring blankets. No backpacks allowed. They say on their website that they do have limited accommodations, ADA accessible. It's first come, first served basis. They have ADA parking at the entrance and wheelchair accessible bars and bathrooms and ADA viewing areas. But logistically, I think it would be pretty challenging to maneuver, you know, like it's like on dusty, I don't know,
Rocks.
dusty roads. Yeah,
Yeah,
rocks.
yeah.
And like the shade factor and, you know, pretty uncomfortable. Yeah.
Did you stay for Willie, Eva Ruth?
Well, I stayed for like a little bit and then I had been standing for hours, y'all. I was like, I can't do this anymore. If I had just had a lawn, I would have sat happily in the back of the
For
lawn
hours. Yeah.
as long as I could, you know?
Like that's my biggest issue. It's kind of the same with ACL. It's like you can sit on the ground, but if you do, you're just getting dust kicked into your face. You know what I mean? And so there really is nowhere that you can go and just be like, I just want to be away from the fray for a second.
Man, when I first went to ACL, it was $75 and REM was the headliner.
Same.
So, and 2 years in a row, we're like big tree. And we would always get our food and go sit under the big tree. And it was like always able to find like nice little shady spots. No more. That is no more.
No more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at Luck, there's just none.
There's no shade, but it does have that fluid vibe where you can go from like one stage to another.
Yeah.
I remember like with ACL, we're back in the early days, you could go hear a bit of one set and then go to somebody else's set. And now it's like it takes so damn long to get through the crowds. The sets are already over, you know? But Luck does have that where you can pop around more easily.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just so curious about why they don't make it just a little bit more accessible.
Mhm.
It seems like someone threw a party and invited some artists and it just kind of grew from there. It just seems like it seems like they didn't really anticipate it to get this big, so they never thought they would have to do all of these things. And
Typical Austin.
that's what it seems like. Like, you know, I'll tell
That's
you
so
what
true.
the back though, the musicians lounge, whatever they did, they put their foot in that musicians lounge. Look, it was so nice and
I want to
shady.
hear about that.
And just like Willie's bus I actually got to get on Willie's bus.
What?
And I didn't get to meet him, but my friend Aaron, his wife, his lovely wife, Lauren, was like, you want to go on Willie's bus? And I was like, yes, I do. So we got on for a little bit just to bask in its glory. and then,
As you do.
and then,
As you do.
just kind of pieced out. But also he has his vintage old, like Willie bus, the vintage one that one's there on the property as well. So you can go in there and do some gardening.
And for those of you that don't know, gardening means smoking the marijuana.
And then like, but all the other areas were real chill, like really chill. And I had to leave because I was like, I'm just going to sit back here and drink. If I do not go, I have to go be social because it is that comfortable back there.
Wow. They make it nice for y'all. That's good.
Yes.
As they should. If I had my choice to like garden and Willie Nelson's bus, I wouldn't go anywhere else either. I mean, honestly, and which brings us to our next point. Like the thing that I consistently hear is that it's just awesome. The vibe is just awesome. And it doesn't surprise me because, Willie Nelson. But like every person that because I have a couple of friends that they do burlesque every year and they have for years. And they say the vibe is just awesome. You get there and you do feel like you're someplace special. You do feel like you are in on the secret. So what was the vibe like for y'all? Tricky, you told us a little bit about the backstage, but you said you came out. You came out from back. So what was the vibe like for you?
I would say, it was chill. It was real chill. Not a very diverse crowd. I'll say that. But it was really chill. It felt like you could tell who has money and who doesn't. There was definitely that. But there was this sense of like we are part of something special. Like we're this group that got to do this really cool thing. And a friend of mine once was like, I was like, man, I really want to go out to Luck. And he was like, yeah, but it's just a bunch of people standing around just wanting to be seen. And I'm like, yeah, I'm vain. I want that. Like, I want to be seen. I want to take pictures in front of the Luck sign and be like, look how cool I am. I'm at Luck. Woo! Like, okay.
Listen, I'm a musician. Come on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But was it like, I mean, because Jessica Simpson was having a good time on stage.
She's so sweet. She is so
What was that
sweet.
like?
I love that.
Like being on stage.
It was a little like, honestly, when she talked about it, I always got a little emotional for her because that was her first show in like 15 years. And
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I felt so honored to be a part of that comeback. Like at that right there, we all watched her grow up. She was 17 years old when she got signed. We all watched her and watched her life and watched her marriage. And we all watched her do all these cool things. And now she's just ready to get back out there and make music. And she was really, really sweet and kind. She gave me a wardrobe from her from her clothing line, like 2 pair of shoes, sunglasses, like 3 dresses, some skirts.
Wow.
Her people were like, oh, hey, what's your size? And I'm like, oh, I guess she has something she wants us to wear. And they just sent me a box of clothes. And I was like, oh my God.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was really cool. That was a really cool thing. And shout out to my girl, Cam Franklin, because she's the one that got me that gig. Cam Franklin from The Suffers, because we worked together with Walker Lukens on one of his shows at the Last Walt. And so, she hit me up and it's like, hey, are you busy during South by? I'm like, I don't have to be. What's up?
I love that. That depends on what you're about to ask me.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true musician. Okay. Eva Ruth, what about you? Like, what's your overall vibe?
The proximity to musicians, good musicians, was the vibe for me. And I'm the kind of fan that I like to be close. I like to see musicians. I like to be able to watch their fingers and their mouths and, all that. And I got that at Luck. And that was incredible. Like, I mean, I came in right as Jessica Simpson was kind of closing up, and there were a lot of really enthusiastic fans, and that was really fun to be around. Like, yes, there were people who were just making content and, being there, being seen and all of that. But there were some really true blue music fans there too. And that was fun to be around. Like, Jessica seemed a little rusty, but she was having so much fun that it was so infectious. It's like, these musicians are having a great time. So I saw Taj Mahal,
Crazy.
Under a tinted stage, pretty up close and personal, and was just like, could not believe it. I watched this amazing musician, Grace Bowers. She plays guitar and she's so incredible. She's young. She dropped out of school at 16 to start her music career. And she just has this like curly, blonde, huge ring of hair around her head and is just like such a force. And
she's a delight. I met her backstage. She's a freaking delight.
She's
love it.
Crazy good. She is so good. The thing is they release some of the musicians, but they don't really tell you the schedule of Luck like until you get there. So it's hard. Like you can't really plan on seeing one artist. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I mean, you can't, if you know that they're in the lineup, they're going to be there somewhere, but you don't know where. So if they're going to play at one of those little rooms, then you're standing in line the whole night and that's all you want to see. And that's your experience, you know, but like, I think the experience of just wandering around and checking out who's on these stages because they're all so good and you may not know. Like I was introduced to Grace Bowers. I'd never heard of her before. Chaparral was there. I had heard them some, but like had never listened to a full set. They were incredible. I don't care. It's one of those things that I would do again completely by myself just because you can have so much fun watching the musicians and just like being in their amazing era. But I wish that other people had that experience, but then I don't because then it would be huge. So I'm torn.
About how many people are we talking about?
We're talking about like 3,500 people. That's what they limit it to.
Oh, shit. That's small.
Yeah.
That's smaller than I would expect.
I mean, yeah, it's really not a ton.
Yeah. It's always seemed like a secret. Luck Reunion has always seemed like a secret. So I think, like I said, I think it's that way for a reason. They want to keep it small.
I think that's what makes it so appealing, too, is that it is so small. I guess I just didn't know how small it was. And so now that I'm hearing that, I'm like, oh, shit, well, if it's small, it feels a little more doable to me.
Yeah.
If it's small.
You can hit each stage in within 15-minute walk. Like you can we saw that. I saw the Preservation Hall band in one of the big tents. I think right before Taj Mahal was Preservation Hall band. Yeah,
that's right.
Wow.
Yep, I know. I just kind of stayed in that one tent.
Yeah, that tent was really that was a good tent.
This is my vibe. Yeah,
but I didn't have to sit. I sat on the side of the stage, close by my wristband with my amazing there.
Awesome. As you
That's what I'm talking about. I had a different experience, man. I was like sitting side stage and stuff.
So you either need to pay VIP or you need to find somebody to hire you to sing.
Exactly.
It sounds like the best way.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm not above paying for an experience. This is why I have a job. I'm not above it.
It's a bucket list. So I thought it was interesting that you said it was bucket list for musicians because I feel like it's a bucket list Austin thing to do too. But why is it bucket list for musicians?
I mean, because, like, I feel like to be invited to go and perform at Luck Reunion is kind of like a badge of honor type thing. Like, like you've gotten to a point where someone recognized you. someone
I would flip my shit.
Yeah, someone saw that you were cool enough to come and do this really cool thing.
I am a musician, but I'm not a musician like Tricky is a musician. So I think that when 90% of your time, 80% of your time is full with gigging and recording and, being around musicians, to get invited to do something like that, it's just like, okay, I've been working my ass off. So yes, thank you so much for recognizing that this is the place that I'm supposed to be. That's what it would feel like for me. If
That's
someone
awesome.
anytime I get invited to do something cool, I'm like, oh shit, really? Oh yeah. And I've never been invited to do something as cool as Luck Reunion. If I was, never even been, I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd be like, yep, what am I singing? Country? Sounds great. What am I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care what I'm singing. I wouldn't care.
Like, what are we doing? Let's do it. Woohoo. Like, that was really cool. Like, I have been doing music in this town since like 2010. And as a backing vocalist, it's been a lot of fun. But like in the past couple of years, I got tired. And so it was one of those things of like, I love singing and I'm going to always forever do it forever. But right now, you're going to come ask me to do something. I'm chilling with my dog and my good job on my couch, taking walks in the parking lot. So if you want me to come do stuff, you're going to have to come and ask me because I'm not.
Find me.
I'm not reaching out. I'm not doing the booking rigmarole. I do not have the hunger to do this professionally in Austin. It's hard, and I did it for a long time, and I love it. But now you got to come find me and drag me off my couch.
And if you do, then,
It better be for luck.
it better be for Luck Reunion.
We're gonna have a good time. Hire me. I will come to your studio. I will come. But, I'm not calling you. I ain't booking nothing. You're not paying me $20 on a Wednesday. I'm not
That's
doing
so
it.
real. That's so real.
You could both be booked solid during the next, 2 weeks with South by during South by Southwest if you wanted to. But how much work is that going to take on your
It takes
part?
so much work.
And you have to deal with the payment, the invoicing, and negotiating pay, and
It's so
all
much.
Hey, for
that.
South by? What pay?
Yeah.
Maybe now. No. 16.
Yeah.
No.
My South by 16 shows. I had 16 shows one year. I was like
Oh
a
my gosh.
chicken with my head cut off. Didn't get paid for
Crazy.
not one of
Tricky.
them, to the point where I actually quit a band after South by because I was so annoyed with it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
16 shows, 4 different bands.
I feel crazy. I did 5 shows one year, and I literally at the end of the last show, I was like, nobody asked me for shit. Nobody asked me for shit ever again. Don't call me. I'm not singing. This sucked. I only did 5. That was only 5. And that's when South by was still 2 weeks. I was like, 5
And they were
shows
all-
in 2 weeks? No.
They were all free?
yeah.
I got paid $72 for 5 shows.
I didn't get paid a lick of a cent.
I will never forget it.
Oh,
I was
man.
so mad at the end. I was so mad at the end. I was like, nobody asked me for shit ever again. I'm never, ever singing for South by ever again.
I wouldn't
ever.
either. That's brutal.
Ever.
Well, they give you that
And I only did
wristband.
5.
And they're like, oh, here's your
Yes.
artist wristband. So you can go see show.
No, you can't.
Lies.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. You could have just tied a piece of a bread thing around my wrist. It doesn't mean
Tricky's
anything.
like, where is my van?
Where's
Where's
my
my
van?
my Willie Nelson bus?
Where's
How
my
am I-
gardening?
Where
It's going to be
is-
hard to go back after Luck. It's going to be
Where's
hard.
my side access? Did we convince you, Nikki? What are
I
you
think
thinking?
you've convinced me. I'm not paying $681, but I would if I got invited to go for free, I would absolutely go just for the chance to maybe see Willie Nelson. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's it. This is no shade to any other musicians at all, but like that's the only thing that would convince me is just like the opportunity to see Willie Nelson one more time. We'd have to figure out a hat or a parasol situation or something because your girl cannot stand in the heat. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, that was definitely worth it. Willie Nelson, Lucas Nelson, and Micah Nelson. Like, you can tell their parents played really good music around them
Yeah.
because their singing
Yeah.
style and their music style is just really great. And so that was really cool. That was really cool getting to watch all 3 of them.
Man. Okay. That's it. I'm convinced. Y'all, hopefully you will get to hear about how I went to Luck Reunion this year. Let's see. We'll see.
I hope I didn't deter anybody with my negativity.
Tricky, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being on and chatting with us. This was a freaking delight. God damn it.
Thanks for
Iru,
having
thank
me.
you
This was fun.
Of course. Iru, thank you for being on. Thank you for telling me about y'all's experience with Luck. You have changed me.
May the luck be ever in your favor.
Okay, so before we go, here's your midweek mood boost. Austin Comedy Theater, Esther's Follies, is launching a nonprofit foundation aimed at preserving their history while creating education programs and training opportunities for younger performers. They are calling it Esther's Follies Theater Foundation, and it's going to focus on 3 main areas. First, preserving and documenting the theater's history, and that'll come in the form of a documentary, and that'll include organizing decades of photos, video recordings, and news coverage documenting both the theater and Austin's live performance culture. The second area of focus will be expanding the arts and education programs for young people in local schools. Now, the organizers are hoping to work directly with teachers and theater departments, especially at high schools. Programs could range from short performances with classroom discussions to longer workshops that help students develop their own material. And the third pillar will focus on creating new opportunities for emerging performers and writers with workshops, writing writing labs, and performance training aimed at comedians, actors, and musicians in the early stages of their career. Super, super, super freaking cool. And this entire initiative comes as the theater approaches its 50th anniversary and as organizers consider how to preserve its creative legacy. So shout out to Esther's Follies. This is amazing. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. And listener, don't go anywhere. In just a second, we've got a segment sponsored by City of Austin. Eva Ruth is chatting with Michael Taylor, the public information specialist with Austin Resource Recovery, about how to recycle the right way in Austin.
Hello, I am Eva Ruth Moravec, the executive producer, and I'm here with Michael Taylor, the public information specialist with Austin Resource Recovery. Howdy, Michael.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm great, Michael, and I am a big fan of recycling. So I want to ask you right off the top, what items can I not recycle in my blue recycling cart?
The 4 items we most commonly see incorrectly put into bins, recycling bins, are plastic bags, styrofoam, batteries, and electronics. And what these are known as contaminants in the recycling industry because they can cause damage to recycling equipment and slow down the process. And that's why it's really important to recycle them properly so they don't end up in the landfill. So that's our end goal, to reduce landfill waste and get these recycled the correct way.
So, Michael, you're saying we can't put our plastic bags in the blue recycling carts along with the other things we want to recycle. What should we do with them and why should we recycle them in a different way?
Well, they're known as tanglers, which means they can tangle recycling equipment that slows processing and also can injure workers while they're trying to remove it. We also have tanglers that include garden hoses, cords, and string lights that cause similar issues. And another thing that happens is a lot of our customers want to bag their recycling. And I know that seems like a good idea to put all these things that should be recyclable together. But what happens is if recycling workers can't tell if all the items are recyclable in that bag, the bag of contents could just go straight to the landfill. So either leave your items loose in the cart or use your paper bags because those are recyclable in blue carts. But the good news is that there are recycling options for plastic bags in Austin. We've got 2 convenient options. One is visit retail stores. They often have drop-off bins for plastic bags. So you can just call a retail store in your area, see if they accept them. Another option is to go to the Recycle and Reuse Drop-Off Center, which has specialized equipment to recycle plastic bags. And the center is open by appointment only, so you can schedule your visit at austintexas.gov/dropoff.
Okay, great. So just not in the bin. You have other options and you can still recycle them.
Yes. It's they have specialized equipment at the Recycle and Reuse Drop-Off Center that standard recycling facilities don't. So that's why it's a great option to recycle it the right way so that it does go where it needs to go and gets recycled into new products.
Gotcha. And why should we recycle styrofoam? I know a lot of us get styrofoam in big packages these days. We have a tendency to want to just put it in the trash where it takes up a lot of space. But what should we do with it and why is that the better option?
Yeah, styrofoam can be a real problem because like you said, it is in almost every package you receive and it really can pile up quickly. And I know it's tempting to put in your recycling cart hoping that it gets recycled, but it won't. If you do that, it's going to go straight to the landfill. And then once that happens, it takes hundreds of years, believe it or not, to break down in landfills. And all the while it's releasing toxins into the environment, which is something that obviously we don't want. So while not recyclable curbside, residents can recycle styrofoam easily. The option is to take it to the Recycle and Reuse Drop-Off Center, which also recycles styrofoam, where it's shredded and melted, then is turned into new products like picture frames, crown molding, and other products. So it's a really great resource for doing that. It's also really cool to watch the machine working. It's pretty fascinating. But to do that, you can schedule an appointment at austintexas.gov/dropoff. And if you have plastic bags and you have styrofoam, take them all together.
Well, ain't that convenient, y'all? You heard the man. Do what Michael says. And I know that, Austinites, we like to think of ourselves as environmentally friendly. We love the outdoors. We're healthy. We, are green in all these different ways. Why is recycling right important in Austin? And, tell us about how it kind of fits in aligned with those values that we hold as Austinites.
Yes, well, recycling the right way, it protects workers, it keeps equipment safe, it reduces landfill waste, and it helps support Austin's zero waste goal. So all those things are going to help Austin, be more eco-conscious and get these items disposed of in the right way so that they are reused and not just sent to the landfill. But one thing that we do have is a lot of good news is that our most recent contamination rate study showed that it's dropped from 20% to about 17%. So that is showing that residents' efforts are really having a real impact. So we're just trying to keep this momentum going and remind everyone that recycling right does make a difference.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for being here. And again, y'all, don't forget to check out austintexas.gov/recycling to learn more. We will have that link for you in our show notes as well. So you're just a click away. And let's get that number even down further below 17%. Y'all, thanks for listening.
Well, thank you so much, Eva Ruth. I really appreciate it.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. If you enjoyed the show, tell your friends that you want to go to Luck Reunion with. Rate our show, leave us a review, and of course, subscribe to our CityCast Austin newsletter. And if you really, really love us, support us. Become our neighbor. Go to membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.